All right, what's up, everybody? This is TEKNOBLAST here live with you boys. All right, it's going to be a single person show unless Realist shows up tonight. I don't know if he will, but he said he will. Trying to do a couple of things here with myself. So how's everybody doing tonight? Well, let's just start off with what I've been doing lately. And lately, I haven't been doing much. God, this thing is, Google's really jacking with me today. I don't know what they're trying to do. All right. Back at it again. Now, what's up, everybody? How you doing on Thursday night? It's been a crazy week. I've been playing a little bit of Helldivers 2 this week because last weekend I was able to sign up for my PSN account because I haven't had it active for several years. I don't think I even had it this generation active at all. And so I thought, why not? And get Helldivers because I traded in 2 games that completely, one was Fort Solis. I traded it in, as well as Crime City. Crime City I traded in, and I got a pretty decent amount for both those 2 games, and that's how I got Helldivers. What's up, Real?
What up, man? I have to find you another way.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing. Anyway, so I got that. So me and my son, we've been playing a little bit together. He's been asking me to get it on the PlayStation while he plays on the PC, and we've been at it. So that's a good thing. And having a lot of fun with that. Game wise, also besides Helldivers, I've been playing a little bit of Ayuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. Now, the last one I played was Rising, and I enjoyed it. I even finished it. I know a lot of people would have given up on that game, but I didn't give up. I played where it really does not. It really doesn't. It really doesn't guide you really well. They give you a list of missions you got to do, but other than that, you're on your own. You have to figure out the game on your own, and that's something I'm not used to. But it's a fun game.
What game is that you're talking about right now?
100 Heroes. Ayuden Chronicles.
Oh yeah, I got to download. I haven't started yet.
Yeah, it's more involved than the previous one. I played Rising, and I finished that. And this one, as I was playing, I was looking up some videos on it just to see what I can do to kind of not get into it more, just to kind of understand it more. And so it turns out that this game is actually a true JRPG type game. And it's a lot different than Rising. Rising at least gave you some kind of guidance here and there. This one doesn't. This one tells you what you need to do next. You figure it out, right? And that's it. Now, there's some light guidance when it says, hey, this is where you need to go next. But there's really not much more than that, from what I can tell. So I did read that it's about an 80-hour game, I think. It's about an 80-hour game. Yeah.
But so far you're liking it though, right?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's a chill game. And right now I'm at my first, I won't call it, it's like my third boss. And it's a trio of this gang, the trio gang. There's 3 of them at the same, you got to battle at the same time. And I was getting frustrated last night because they kept kicking my ass. They just kept kicking my ass. And I tried everything I tried to defeat the mage first because he's healing everybody. But they have a little defender, guys, that if you're going to attack one character, he jumps in a way to defend them. Right? He has a little shield. So now the brunt of the attack is taking, not the character itself. You know? So that's a little bit frustrating. So I don't know who to attack first to make this easier for me. Should I attack the main, like the leader?
Probably the shield bearer.
The leader, or should I attack the shield guy first because he jumps, in front of his other 2 mates, right? But then you have the mage the magic guy who heals them, you know? So it's like, it's kind of hard to, you know, decide which one you go to. Now, I have like 8 characters now, right? I have about 8 characters. And, but you can only change your character, the ones that run with you, at a town. There's a hotel or something you go to, and you could change your character list. Well, I can't fast travel from the point I'm at right now at the boss level. I have to go through the whole like level to get out and then go back to town to do my thing. I was like, I don't feel like doing all that, because you would get stopped randomly with encounters and you have to fight those guys. It's just little guys, little really weak guys. But still, it's like the little 2-minute journey that takes you to get out of the location to get to the overworld can take like 20 minutes because you just keep getting stopped and stopped. And it's like, I don't want to get stopped every time. But that's that's how the game is.
Sounds like turn-based stuff.
It is turn-based. It is turn-based.
Okay. Yeah.
It is turn-based.
I mean, you know, I've always said I'm in the process of acquiring a taste for those types of games. But I mean, I haven't installed. I've been hearing about, you know, that game ever since they announced it on Game Pass. So
yeah,
let me give it a try. I mean, right now I'm still playing Final Fantasy 12.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, amongst other games. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just saying, like, that's why it's interesting to sit here and listen to you explain what's going on in that game. Kind of gives me an idea of what I'm in for. Because I don't watch a lot of, that's like the beauty of Game Pass. I don't watch a whole lot of advertisements and like previews of the games. I'll just play them. I'll look at the pictures, whatever video they have on the console.
Yeah.
You know, at the purchase page, that's the only one I watch.
Yeah, that's mainly what I did. Well, I mean, I played that other one, Rising, so, you know, it's just kind of like, oh, there's another one coming out next year. Cool. It's like, I'm interested in that. Yeah, put that on my wish list. But yeah, I didn't realize how massive a game it will be, because I don't feel like the last one was a massive game, because I got through it pretty quick. Like, I finished it.
Oh.
And so this one's it's a bit more involved, and like, okay, which is fine.
I mean, because sometimes certain games, they don't need to be big. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, back in the day, I used to, you know, when I was dependent on my parents to buy games, I liked longer games.
Yeah.
Felt like I'd always, you know, I'd be able to play it for longer. But now it's like, especially with, you know, time constraints, some games are too long.
Yeah.
You know, some games have a lot of filler. Now, like, if you don't like the filler, then you'll be complaining, because a lot of people don't like Ubisoft games.
Yeah.
They call it filler. And I understand that you can go pay for time savers, but you only want to pay for those if you really don't have the time or you're really not enjoying the content. Yeah. But the thing is, if you're not enjoying the content, why would you buy time savers?
Yeah.
To play more of what you don't like. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, so that's what I've been playing mostly this week. This has been Helldivers and 100 Heroes. So, but I was watching some videos on it, and they were saying it's like, oh, you'll find 100 heroes, you won't use them all, because you can only take so many with you, right? There's only like 6 people you can take with you, or so. But depending on what your situation is and what you're fighting, it's like you'll probably never end up using the other guys. You know, you'll probably find certain ones that like fit for the battle, and then that's it. You'll ignore everybody else. So we'll see. Right now,
I mean, honestly, because like, go ahead.
I only got like 8 characters right now, so.
But like, you know, depends playing, right? Because you had a lot of people that were complaining about Legion, right? They complain about Legion. I don't like that you can pick anybody, but for somebody like me, I thought it was a cool idea.
Yeah.
So do you really want to go through? But there's somebody who will, and that's why they make it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a fan of it, then you'll enjoy it. I
can see why. Like, with just this little taste that I've had of a JRPG game, I can see why the West really, like, there's that group of people who don't like those type of games. right? Because it's so long, it's so drawn out. It takes time for it to pick up steam, right? And some people just can't wait. They want to get into the action of whatever game they're playing like right away as they pick it up. They don't want to
Well,
build their characters. They don't want to just talk to the characters because there's a lot of talking, right?
Mm.
And then figuring out, hey, it's like, will this character be good for my team right now? You know, based on the enemies or the location or the boss that I'm fighting right now. You know, thinking of all these ways to make a great combination of your team to beat a boss or some characters or whatever you have. You know, you got to battle. And I can see now why the West, at least, you know, just doesn't really pick up. There's only a neat, you know, there's a small group of people that are really into it. And it's, the majority are not, and I can see why.
it just depends on like what you came up on. Like if you are a PlayStation fan, and that's what they fed you.
Yeah.
Like from PlayStation 1 on, they fed you RPGs, JRPGs, Japanese company, logical.
Yeah.
But like I never got into PlayStation until this generation. This is my first one actually keeping it and playing it. I had one last generation. I looked at it and said, I don't want to play it.
Going off on a little tangent here. The Astros
If you look at the games that we used to
won
play,
a game against the Yankees. God,
yeah, I wouldn't celebrate. But
Astros suck right now. They are bad. I don't care.
I mean, did you think they were going to be good?
No. I've like for the last 3 years, I've been saying their window's closing. Their windows. They got to win at least one more before the windows close, right? And then they won the second one. And then after that one, I was telling some friends that I talk sports with, and like, the window's closing. They're letting too many people go because they don't want to pay any contracts, which I understand. It can get expensive.
Well, they can't.
They can't, right? They can't. And they're always going to depend on their farm system. Their farm system is depleted, right? They think they're going to get lucky every single time. They're not going to get lucky. You know, it just doesn't work like that. You can't depend on luck to replenish your position players, right?
So they're playing the game that the majority of the league has to play outside of New York, LA, Boston. Everybody else plays the same game. You build your farm system.
Yep. So
and as big as Houston is, my brother-in-law said we're still considered a small market team. I'm like, what?
Oh no, they're not considered as a major market team. No, yeah, he's right. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It is crazy. You would think like the fourth largest city in the U.S. Is it?
Fourth, yeah.
Something like that.
That's the fourth.
With 3 teams, you know, 4 if you want to count the MLS, right?
Yeah, but the other, I don't know about MLS, but I know that football and basketball have caps and floors.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So like everybody is pretty much going to be able to spend just about the same amount of money, unless like you're a Golden State or you're Denver and your best players came through the draft. So then you can go over the cap, and that means you did good at your job. Yeah. OKC's going to be in the same situation. But it was just crazy to me. You know, I've never been into like the economics of baseball. You know, it's like, but I did understand that like New York was just outspending everybody when I first started watching baseball.
Yeah.
And then now we understand that the Dodgers are outspending everybody.
Yep.
So they're gonna have the best talent on the field, but they still have to play the game.
Ever since Magic Johnson took over, they've been like overspending, because before Magic Johnson, there was nothing. No one talked about the Dodgers. Nobody cared about the Dodgers. They even forgot about where Dodgers were located, right? And then he started coming in, and little by little, they started winning until 2017 is what one of their 2016, 2017 was like their best years until then, and they just keep rolling. And now with the Yankees, they've always been spending money. They've always been over their little luxury tax that they have or whatever.
Well, the Yankees, since Steinbrenner died, they haven't. That's why they haven't been in contention. No. But like the Red Sox stopped. The thing with the Dodgers is like Magic Johnson can't afford a baseball team, so like he can't afford an NFL team. So he's like a minority partner in 3 different teams.
Yeah.
But the people that he came in with are real estate people, and they understand that real estate in LA is where the money is.
Yeah.
So they came in, they bought up a lot of land, they bought up like parking, they bought up a lot of stuff that costs a lot of money. Now the team's value is skyrocketed, kind of like the Warriors when they were winning. Like that's like where all of the Silicon Valley is over in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And so like they were able to just outspend everybody. That's how they were able to bring in KD, pay the luxury tax, and not bat an eye at it because they were making the money. But man, it kind of hurt when I heard him say that. I'm a Red Sox fan, but I don't mind seeing the Astros be competitive. And like I liked seeing Astros fans come out. 'Cause, at first, it's only really the Mexicans.
Yeah.
Now you got everybody, like they got Astros flags, they got the Astros T-shirts, they got the ball caps. They represent the Astros. But like, if they start losing again, because you remember, we lost the Oilers like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if they don't win, they won't go. People don't watch.
And that's how it is. Yeah. Yeah, it gets bad. I mean, I used to buy these Sunday package tickets at Minute Maid. I think I did it for like 3 or 4 years before I moved out here, and they were cheap. Like me and my buddies, like we got a whole, like it was every Sunday's home game, and that was 13 or 14 games every Sunday, right? So I mean, there are some Sundays we won't be there because they're traveling, but every Sunday home game we had our guaranteed seats, and that one seat was on the second level, in view of everything. Like there's no like, oh, I have to bend over to see where to play. No, it's a nice, like perfect position to watch the whole thing, right? It only costs us like $300 or something like that. $250 to $300, not bad at all. And then on top of that, the parking was free because you could just park on the street. This is before they started charging everybody, around the clock for parking on the street itself. So
it's parking. They have there's a company who came in and they just took over that.
Yeah.
Like you really can't park anywhere.
No.
Surrounding downtown for free anymore.
But I give them a little credit. Some like depending on where you're parking, because when I come visit and if I go to a game, I park over by the breweries, which is by probably half a mile, not even, probably a few blocks away from the stadium, right? And I remember I paid for a lot, a lot there, a parking lot. I think it was like $5 for like a good number of hours for just parking there, which is not bad. I'll walk because I know that after a game, I'm not leaving the area because it is packed with cars. So there's no point in spending $20, $30 to park close, right? And then having to be stuck in a parking lot of streets you're trying to get out, right? So I park over by the breweries, knowing that it's like, you know what? I'm going to be here for another hour. I'm going to go to a brewery and sit down, have a beer, and then chill out until the traffic goes down. And like, all right, done. Find out that my parking is only like $5. So it's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad.
But like I said, you can't really park anywhere because like we went to the Waffle Bus, and of course all the free parking spots, you got people like parked on the side of each other, blocking each other in.
Oh yeah.
It's just a big old hazard to try to navigate. So I just go pay because like there's nobody wants to pay, and you can go find a parking spot easy.
Google Poe was teasing me before the show. He's like, right? I can't. But the Rangers, yeah. I mean, I'll be pissed off at Rangers all day long. I can't stand that team.
Yeah, I mean that's different. You know what I mean? I don't even like the Rangers, and I'm not a big Astros fan like that. And it's like it just is what it is. Houston and Dallas, like Houston and San Antonio, like our mayors have like friendly bets and stuff. It's like this, healthy rivalry. Like the console war is supposed to be.
All right. So, yeah, there's always going to be that beef between Houston's and Dallas people, of course. They'll be like, no, there's no beef. Like whatever, dude. There is beef. What's up?
Yep. My my mic just went. My headphones went quiet. I'm like, the hell? All right.
And so,
But yeah, it's just me.
And then, what I love about downtown Houston and having a ballpark in downtown, you have a lot of options to go out and drink. I don't know how much of a drinker you are, but I like to chill out for a bit and drink up a few beers at the breweries. There's tons of breweries now. It's nice, right? And so here,
Oh, you mean like the craft places?
yeah. So now these days, here in by Arlington Field or whatever you want to call it, Globe Life, they build out it's nice. I'm not going to lie. It is very nice entertainment center, right? There's multiple restaurants inside one big building. And that one big building in the center of it all has these huge screens, like tons of screens, right? They're playing music. They're getting people all hyped up. Everything you can think of. It is nice. I mean, I'm not going to lie, dude, but it is expensive, right? It's expensive, but that's all there is there, right? There's no walking across the street. It's like, I'm going to go to a brewery or a bar that's down the street. Nope. It's nothing but the old stadium. Hey, I'm going this way because there's another brewery, whatever here. I can go and chill out. Nope. AT&T Stadium is over there. I'm going over here, this other place. Nope. There's an old used car lot over there, right? So there's nothing, there's no options of entertainment besides the new entertainment center that's there. So of course, you want a beer, like I don't know, kind of ounce beers what it is, but it's $15 before tip, right? It's as much as the beers in the ballpark.
I mean, car box are $15.
Yeah, but when you're inside, what if you go to their brewery that's over there somewhere near the ballpark? It's gonna It's going to be a lot cheaper. I mean, it's going to be your $8, your $5, whatever it is. I took my two buddies from Dallas down to Houston one weekend. We went to 2 baseball games. And before we went to the games, we went downtown like 2 or 3 hours before the game started. And we were hanging out at breweries just drinking it up because it's like, dude, it was cheaper than buying it inside the stadium. Right? And then we have the options of going to different breweries because it's in downtown Houston. Whereas where the Rangers play, you have the entertainment center, and that is your only option. So they could charge you whatever they want. And nobody can do anything about it, right? There's no competition.
Is that Arlington? Is that Arlington?
Yeah, Arlington. Yeah. Which at the time, before the new stadium came on board, that was my biggest complaint. I was like, dude, this stadium is beautiful, but it sucks. They're like, what do you mean? The only purpose for anybody to come here to this area is to watch a game and then leave. There's no hanging out afterwards. There's no walking to a bar or a brewery. Nothing. There is nothing there except some kind of Little League baseball field, a convention center, and some water fountains. And that's it. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Maybe that's how they want it.
And no mass transit, which sucks even more. Because I'd rather take the train there than having to drive myself. And that's what I do when the Rockets are in town. I drive to a train station that has parking where you can park at least. And then I take the train.
See, you go to different places. I only watch sports here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll never go to a Red Sox game. I've considered rooting for the home team. Because, I wasn't always a Texans fan. We didn't have a team. And growing up in North Carolina, we didn't have a team.
Yeah.
But when I started paying for those playoff tickets, I was like, man, for this money.
Yeah.
But you get around. Because I heard did you go to Pittsburgh yet, or you want to go still?
No, I want to go. And I don't think I'll be able to I won't be able to go this year. But Pittsburgh is coming here in August, and I already bought tickets to go. I think July or August. And I already bought tickets to go to Pirates game. So I'll be in my Pirates get up. I really want to go to Pittsburgh and go watch a game. I don't by myself. I don't care. I go by myself. And that's when I asked Sick. It's like, dude, are you nearby Pittsburgh? Because let's go watch a Pittsburgh game. And he said, nah. So I'm not. I think he's like 2 hours.
Dude, I would go. I would go with you.
Let's go. Let's do it.
You just tell me in advance, and then I'll figure it out.
So this year's not going to happen just because we got so much shit going on this year already planned out.
You mean like you personally?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then and all my vacation days, it's already future dated. Like all my vacation days are already taken up. I can't use anymore. So but next year, that's what I want to do. If I don't do that, I do want to go to hit up 2 stadiums because not that I have a bucket list of all the stadiums I want to go to, but I will like to go to a lot of them, right? And the nearest ones to me here are Kansas City and St. Louis. Those are drivable, and I can hit those back to back on the same weekend. Go to one game.
We did go there.
Huh?
I said, yeah, we did go there. Like that, my brother-in-law used to work for Budweiser.
Yeah. So if the Kansas City is here one weekend, not one weekend, or at least both days. I mean, they're 2 different cities, so if they're home on the same weekend, then it's like, all right, that's a perfect time that I could go one game on Friday and another one on Saturday, and then come back Sunday. That'd be perfect. Knock out 2 of them. I've been to Cleveland. I've been to Cincinnati. I've been to Oakland. I'm going to San Diego next month, but I don't think I'll have a chance to go to a Padres game.
Padre?
Yeah.
Didn't you go there already?
Not to a Padres game.
I thought you said you went to the San Diego Padres game and the stadium was ghetto.
No, that's Oakland.
Oakland, okay.
Oakland. I made a video on my other channel, my little family channel. Yeah. It was.
I remember you went to ghetto California. I thought it was yeah, okay, it was Oakland. Okay.
Yeah, it was Oakland, man. I went there. I went there for a convention, and then I was looking at the schedule. It's like, all right, who's in town? Is it the Giants or Oakland? And the Giants were away, and Oakland was in town. I was like, all right, I'm going to Oakland, but they're on the other side of the bay. I was like, man, how the hell do I get there? Right? It's like there's got to be a train that takes you straight there, and sure enough, there was. Right. And so got some help from the workers at the train station. They're like, yeah, just pay. It was like $6. It was like, just pay this. It'll get you back, to and from. And it'll take you straight there. I was like, all right. So I already knew what color train I was supposed to take, but my dumb ass got on the wrong one. I ended up going to like inner Oakland where I'm not even supposed to be. I took the wrong train. I was like, crap, I took the wrong one. And so I had to get off at the next stop and then come back and wait for the other train that takes me straight to the Oakland Coliseum. And yeah, dude, it is the dive bar of MLB. It is. It is a dive bar stadium. And it's all, I mean, it's like, it is in such a shitty condition, but at the same time, it gives it character because of where it's played. Because it's where it's placed, who the team is, right? And it's Oakland, right? And they still use troughs as your urinal. And the restroom I went into, one of the troughs was like one side of a trough was on the floor. So that means all the piss is going to one side. It was awful. And I didn't want to take videos of the I should have taken pictures and videos of inside the restroom, but I didn't want to be that weird guy, right? And then
you would have been.
Yeah, I would have been the weird guy. And then I saw online when I was posting mine, I was looking at other videos, and sure enough, some guy posted videos of the restroom. I'm like, damn it, I should have done it, man. I should have just done it. You know?
Yeah, you would have been that weird guy. I mean, you don't. Come on, man. Dude lining up and you taking pictures.
Yeah.
Hey, you said to turn around.
The thing is,
turn around and get you for doing it.
The thing is, there's not a lot of people because nobody goes to the game. So I was able to get home plate tickets for $80. And even then, people are saying you overpaid. You overpaid. I was like, dude, $80 for me behind a major league home plate? that is good for me because the other places I've been to, you're not going to get $80 tickets this good, you know?
And you said it was a Yankee game, right?
And it was a Yankee game and Oakland won. Yes. Yeah. Oh, I had fun. I had a lot of fun. And that's what's fun about going to other stadiums, man. Just talking to the locals and they crack me up.
It's always fun. I mean, we used to back when Astros weren't a hot ticket, we used to get a lot of free tickets.
Mm-hmm.
It was still fun.
Oh yeah.
No matter where you're sitting, it's a good seat.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about the way that stadium is configured.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of that way. It's San Antonio and Houston basketball stadiums too.
Yeah.
Because we had man, those were straight up nosebleed tickets one time at the Rockets game, but we could still see all the action.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But nothing was better than being on the floor and watching these dudes. No Diddy, watching these dudes while they run back and forth, and it's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you know it's different when you watch it on TV, and then it's like, wow, it's right here.
Oh
But-
yeah.
But you seem like you've been playing a lot of games. Have you ever played Fallout 76?
No, because I think we discussed this before because of the MMO type game it is, and I'm like, I didn't do it.
Yeah, I like Fallout, and I played it with a guy. You probably don't know him, but he's a new pony now. Like he's like straight hating on Xbox now, and
Yeah.
he got him a PlayStation. Tarkulus or whatever. He's got his Yamato. He's always got a new Japanese name.
Yeah.
But we played it, man. We played it for like 7 hours straight, and I was like, dang, I'm hooked. He's like, man, I want to play it. I was like, man, if I started,
you can be left behind though. That's the thing, right?
No, I mean, especially if like he just came out of the vault and I just came out of the vault.
Yeah.
But I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm not sure, but I think you have to turn PvP on. You know what I mean? So I haven't had to fight anybody. I see a lot of like level 200s, level 70s, level 60s running around where I am, but it's been fun, man. I don't want to get hooked, so I'm probably going to put it down and never pick it back up again.
Yeah.
But I had just as much fun because it's a Fallout game.
Yeah.
It's like you have your see, I heard it wasn't like that when it first started. I heard
people hated it at first. They thought it was like trash at the beginning until little by little it started picking up steam, started improving.
If you play it now, it's like you're playing a new Fallout game. They have quests. You might like them, you might not like them.
Yeah.
But so far I've liked the quests, even though they're beginning quests. I mean, you got that huge explorability of the land.
Yeah.
I mean starts in West Virginia. You know, like with it being around as long as they have the Pit DLC, so you know it's gonna eventually go over to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So it's to me, I can see why it came back. You know why it bounced back, why they were able to bounce back with it. But you know, because it could have been bad. It could have been Redfall. You know, this was Bethesda Austin, if I'm not mistaken, who put that together, and they turned it around.
Austin. Yeah.
Wait, Bethesda Austin.
Oh, there's a Bethesda Austin? I thought it was just like a Bethesda, and then we have Arcane Austin.
But like, Bethesda has a lot of like satellite studios. It's the same. You know, I know we'll talk about that later. It's kind of like Rockstar. Rockstar has like 13 studios.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Or maybe less now, but they had like 13 studios. Just like Ubisoft. Well, Ubisoft's got a bunch of studios, but their studios have satellites. Some of them, the bigger ones. So
I know. I mean, I hear like Ubisoft Montreal and but to me, it's just all Ubisoft. Like I don't see a difference between both. You know, like a Ubisoft in Montreal with a Ubisoft of somewhere else. I just like think it's all Ubisoft.
Well, I guess it depends on the projects. Like they work together on some projects, and then some projects they're able to handle on their own. Because like Prince of Persia, the 2D, the Metroidvania one.
Yeah, the one that came out.
That one was started. That was started by Lost Crowns or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else started it, and then Montreal took it over, and they made it what it is.
Yeah.
Because the other team was struggling with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just. But other than that one, man, it was what else? Same the same what is the B word? Blasphemous 2.
Mm-hmm.
Blasphemous 2. And I started that crab game. It's got some dude, it's like a goofy Souls crab game.
Yeah.
And like the first boss is a lobster.
Yeah.
You're a freaking hermit crab, so they knock your shell off. You have to go find a can for a shell. It starts off kind of cute, but the music is too relaxing and it's too many empty spaces.
Yeah.
So I got bored, turned that off. But it reminded me that I bought a game called Crab Champions on Steam a while back,
Mm-hmm.
and that game is fast paced, pretty, a little bit indie game though.
Yeah.
Probably has overwhelmingly positive reviews.
Man. No, just the 2 that I've been playing. That's pretty much. I did want to start Mirage, but it's like, but we got Hellblade coming up. It's like I don't want to start another game, and then Hellblade comes up in a few days. So we'll see.
If the way you play games, you can beat it before Hellblade.
Yeah, but see, I'm going to Houston on the 19th, so I lose an entire weekend of not.
But
playing.
Hellblade will be out on the 15th.
I thought it was coming out on 21st.
No. Hellblade comes out later.
Yeah, it comes out later. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I can't. It's like I don't want to start another long game because I know I lose an entire weekend not being home, so I'll be in Houston for a graduation, and then that's it. I mean, what do I do? You know. That's it. That's all I've got so far with the gaming stuff that I've been playing. Not much, but it's been fun. Helldivers is fun. It's just too many. Some of the maps are way too dark, like super dark. And I've been talking to a coworker who also plays Helldivers. I've been telling him, hey man, I picked up the PS5 version, yada yada yada. And he's like, oh man, cool. Here's my number, man. Text me like if you ever want to get together. I was like, cool. It's like, man, it's like, tell me if this is true on your end. He's like, what? It's like, is some of the maps in Helldivers like way too dark? Like super way too dark. You just kind of spraying and praying that you hit something. He's like, dude, ain't a lie. Like for real, it is dark. And I can't see anything. I was like, all right, man. So just making sure it wasn't just me. Even though I adjusted my brightness on the console, it's like I'm just like some maps are just way too dark. He's like, no. It's like it is. You're not the only one. I was like, all right, man. I hope they kind of, fix that or it's on the radar.
How do you like it though?
I like it. It's fun. It can get intense because you just can't. Like you cannot stand in one place too long because you're gonna get raided by all these bugs. You cannot just sit there. And I'm playing with the only time when I play is with my son. Because he knows what he's doing. And I'm just like, all right, I'm following you. You tell me what I need to do. He say, man, just find these big red things, and those are eggs. Like shoot them. I was like, all right. And he's like, see that hole right there? Yeah, put a grenade in there. I was like, all right. And I'm doing all that. So it's a lot of fun. I like it.
I mean, it seems like a game that I want to play.
Yeah.
It's just I say, hey man, let's play games that I'll never see online.
Yeah.
But turns out that you're going full pony on me over there.
For real. All right, man. So let me ask you this, because I don't think we talked about this. Sony backtracking the whole thing with connecting their Helldivers Steam account over to a PSN account. I claim that this is a pathetic way of Sony trying to inflate their PSN numbers and piggybacking off the numbers of PC people. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And some people are saying, oh, well Xbox does the same thing. And I was like, well, they're not trying to do it 6 months after the game releases or whatever months the game has released. When they show Sea of Thieves, they outright tell you at the very beginning of when the game started and was released on PlayStation, you're going to need an Xbox account, right? And I'm assuming that is more about, hey, we want to cross-play, right? And so in other games, which I had in my own experience, because I have a bunch of videos that I posted right when I started my channel, that Minecraft, Minecraft Dungeons, Minecraft Legends, if any of those games, right, and they all have crossplay, but the difference on those 3 games is they're optional, right? So, for example, Minecraft Legends or Dungeons, or all 3 of them, doesn't matter. If you want to play with people of the same platform, there is nothing for you to do but play, right? Whether it's Xbox,
right,
whether it's PC, whether it's PlayStation or Switch. In my case, I have the Switch versions, right? And so if you just want to play with the same platform, you don't have to do anything. You just play. However, if you want to cross play with other platforms, that's Xbox PC, Xbox PlayStation, Xbox and Switch, Switch and PlayStation, whatever the combinations they are. And I know this because my channel grew because of those type of videos. You have to sign up if you don't have an Xbox account and link it. And that is it. That allows you to sign into the Xbox infrastructure or network to be able to cross play with that platform, with different people from different platforms. And I've done it here with tablet, with Switch, with PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, which is why most of my subscribers are from those reasons, because I made those videos on how to cross play, right? So here comes Sony coming in, and I know they put a warning and disclaimer saying from the very beginning, but they didn't do it, saying you're going to require a PSN account and link up your Steam account, otherwise your game's not going to work, right? And I'm like, why? Because even just my own experience, what's the purpose of it other than inflating their PSN numbers? Like, look at the spike we got from PSN's engagement or user base or whatever, right? Because when me and my son play, all he does is gives me his friend number. I see the request, and we link up as friends, and done. And he's on PC and I'm on PlayStation. Very simple, right? And it works, right? So my question is, what's the purpose other than what I'm claiming here? It's just to inflate their PSN number, because it's not required from what I can tell. It's just why even have it, right? And then on top of that, it was going to make your game non-functional if you didn't sign up for a PSN account, which is, I think it was stupid. And of course,
that was them just taking it to the next level.
So what happens? The PC community did their thing. They review bombed Helldivers 2. People, even way beyond a 2-hour limit, asked for refunds. They got their refunds, right? And deleted the game and do whatever. It's like, I don't want this game because of this part. And I'm glad they did that. They stuck to their guns, did their thing, and Sony had no choice but to backtrack. Say, okay, we're not going to do it. But the CEO of, or whoever, the game director or whoever the guy was that was Arrowhead, he gets fired because he's like, at first he's like, well, we got to listen to what the publisher says. And then when all this got backtracked,
I thought it was the community.
We're here for the community, right? And then he's fired. Right.
I thought it was the community manager. So it was the
I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. Community manager. Yes. I got that wrong.
But yeah, see, like you can't go badmouth the people that are paying the bills. I mean, but you gotta understand, like, for the most part, it's always been, I knew this though, like, this just shows me like how much ponies don't know about their own products.
Yeah.
Like, I already have a neighbor that doesn't know why he's on PlayStation. So like, I have family members that just play Madden and Call of Duty and they say PlayStation better.
Yeah.
But they didn't play Helldivers 1. That was carried by PC. And so this one is not going to be any different. Like, people were still playing up until the day Helldivers 2 released. Helldivers 1 still had like 5,000 people playing it.
Yeah.
Concurrently.
Yeah.
But look, they're all in the data collection business. They're all they're all data mining. They all want consumer information, and Sony's no different. And I've been saying this, they'd all prefer to not have to deal with Steam, right? So they're gonna all try to weasel their way in and get
Yeah.
you used to going through their launcher. And PC players, they pretty much see what's going on, and they are proactively protesting extra launchers. And honestly, even on my Ally, I can't stand it. Like 5 different launchers have to, only because that one is so constrained. But on my PC, it doesn't matter. It doesn't slow anything down. But on the ROG Ally,
Yeah.
like you got all these launchers loading. Some of them with automatic updates,
Yeah.
and it starts to bog things down. But Sony just wants the consumer data, because quite naturally, if you already have a PSN account, you'll just log in through your PSN account. Then Sony gets to know who's a new customer, who used to be a PlayStation customer, who's gaming on PC more than their PlayStation. All of those numbers are important when you go bring them to the board, when there are important decisions to be made about a property, where you're going to put it, how
Yeah.
soon do you put them on PC, because we already have such these all numbers can be substantiated through the data.
Yeah.
So they need that. All of them have it. So like PlayStation's no different. The only thing is if you give the PC community an opportunity to make a stand or statement, they are going to take it,
Oh, yeah.
because that was always there for PlayStation. See, most of the people that were complaining about these other countries, they are not from the other countries.
No, they're not from there.
You see what I'm saying?
But they have a concern
So,
for those
but
like, hey, we're gonna lose them. We're gonna lose that player base there.
no, they don't care, because see, PlayStation had already considered the amount of players that they would lose, the amount of players who actually bought from those regions, and they were willing to take that. Right. But what PlayStation didn't bank on is Steam. Now, I've always known why people love Steam, but it just shows you that if Steam was a person, he got 12 feet of meat and some long balls. You just say, you know what? We're giving refunds. That's what made Sony say, we didn't know what was good for PC consumers. It wasn't any of the other stuff. It was that Steam had made the executive decision to give refunds regardless of how long you played it or where you were from.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just that those regions, those affected regions were calling for refunds. You had everybody that had the wild hair up there behind getting refunds.
Yeah.
So that's what made Sony backtrack. It wasn't the negative reviews. It was the money, because we all know that PlayStation hates refunds.
Mm-hmm.
When I called India, and he told me I'm sorry, with a negative to give it a refund because you downloaded the game. I said, so? I said, I haven't played it. And once you take away my credentials, I won't be able to play it. Yes, but you have downloaded the game. I said, it doesn't matter. Give me my money back. Hold on a second. Let me talk to my supervisor. And so we'll give you this runtime credit. Dude, they hate refunds. I've always heard about it. Like I said, this is my first time on PlayStation. But that's what made Sony backtrack. It wasn't the negative user reviews. None of that. It doesn't matter, because the game has.
Uh-oh. Lost you there.
They haven't even done any updates to it yet. And they still were almost at 200,000 concurrent players. So that's not what got Sony to backtrack. It was that Steam had shown that they will give refunds, and they will continue to until you rectify the situation, because you went back on your word.
Yeah.
See, they had that there where you would need an account, but it wasn't ready. Okay, that's your fault. You don't get to spring it up later. The biggest thing, Steam had the players back. That's the biggest thing. That's the thing that really to collect user data. Everybody's doing the same thing. And if you really think that you
Oh my God. Getting bad connection here. Hey man. Lost you there.
dude,
Like,
Okay, so you had so it did just lose me. Okay,
yeah, yeah.
no, because I couldn't hear like I know you guys are there because I could hear like a buzz,
Yeah.
right? And when I don't hear the buzz, I'm like, man, am I having a problem? Because I just left home, so now I'm on a headset.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't want to be known, if you don't want to be seen, create a fake account. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, but when
Yeah, lost you again, man. Losing that. But yeah, it was rough for Sony, man. They had to backtrack, which is good, man. Glad the PC community came out and like pushed their, showed their muscle. They flexed and say, "Hey, man, we're not gonna take this shit, man. We don't need a PSN account so we can be able to play, which we're doing right now just fine without any PSN connection." And again, it's like Realist says, it's all about the data. And for me, I think it was just Sony's pathetic way of inflating their PSN numbers, just to show, look how popular we are. We got a big influx of users signing up. It's like, no, it's because you require them to. It was mandatory for Helldivers to work with a connection to PSN. That is what.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. So.
Man, it's going crazy. I don't ever have these issues, but all right, let's go.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you have a problem with Sony wanting to collect or have these user accounts? Do you care why they did it, or why they wanted to do it?
I don't see a necessity for it, and I'm with the PC community. It's like, dude, it's pointless. It's like, what other than what you said, that is to collect data. What other purpose does it serve? Right? To have these PC players, these Steam players, having to sign up for a PSN account and then link it to their game. What purpose does it serve? Other than what I'm saying, to pathetically inflate their numbers, to say, hey, we have this new influx of users. Look how popular we are. It's like, no, that's not, put some context into it. You're making Helldiver players, the PC community, do a mandatory link from their Helldivers game to a PSN account. If they don't have one, they have to sign up. And I think that's just a poor, pathetic way of doing things. Yeah.
But see, I don't think it's to inflate their numbers. It's kind of like Xbox. When they hype up the numbers, I never talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean that they're making money from these accounts.
Yeah.
Just, it shows that you're engaged in the game. So other than data, they can just show, hey, we sold 10 million units on Steam.
Yeah.
We went day one, right? We don't know who wants day one and who doesn't want day one on PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
So then that guy who wants day one, there's no way the guy who doesn't can stand against him. The same way that Xbox is supposedly having this inner turmoil, the same thing's going on at PlayStation. Yeah. There's always factions of people. So if they just want to prove that they're making more money, they just show Helldivers to be multi-plat the same way that Xbox is.
Yeah.
They just have to justify it. The reason why I say that is because at their investor call, Jim Ryan was like, we also expect to have higher than normal revenues from MLB The Show because we'll be released in other platforms.
Yeah.
They know what it is.
Yeah.
They all know that the games need to be everywhere.
Well, another layer that I didn't like is that if you don't sign up and link it, then the game becomes not functional. I was like, no. So now it's mandatory to have that. It's like, no, that's just wrong.
I mean, it's a bad look, but they were willing to strong arm the same way they do their console gamers.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just no different when, what game did I play? It was a Capcom game. I forgot what it was. And fired off a game. And one of the things that I had to do was create a Capcom account. I'm like, what do
they all want you to.
I was like, why do I need this? It's like, I don't need this shit. It's crap. I just want to play the game. I don't want to sign up for whatever account, Capcom account. Now I got to keep track of another account because I know for Capcom, which I rarely play, if I want to fire up that game, I go, oh, sign in with your Capcom. It's like, crap. It's like, which email did I use? Because I don't always use the same. Like, for crappy services like that, I'll use a throwaway account. You know, I'm not going to use my real one.
But see, that's why they try to incentivize you, right? PlayStation, in this case, is going to bully gamers. But normally, to create an account, they incentivize you. Because, like, even on Dead Island 2, I had to create an account.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to, but I did because I wanted the stop sign weapon and the survivor pack.
Yeah.
You know, they all want you to do it. They all want you to they want to market to you. They want to send you emails. They want to send you, hey, we got this new game coming out. This is why Facebook is so valuable, because they have the information of billions of people. Most of the United States is on Facebook. That's why they're so valuable. We Talk or whatever it is in China. This is why they're so valuable, because of the data collection. I don't have a problem with PlayStation doing it. I just know that they did it wrong, especially to that, because PC people are under the impression that that their platform will forever be theirs.
Yeah.
What's about to happen is all these major publishers are about to impose their way. Oh, we just won't buy the game. You say that all the time, but these games are still breaking records on PC. I remember when PC guys said that they weren't going to pay $70 per game, and then Call of Duty was number one on pre-orders, number one, top 10, still to this day.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I don't know, but like I have all the launchers, I have all the accounts, because they have all incentivized me in some way at some point. Yeah. You know, Ubisoft, they gave me weapons, you know, and they told me there will be more to come if I create the account. So it's just the way it is, man. I mean, but PlayStation, they should have had. See, PlayStation wasn't prepared for success.
Yeah.
See, if they knew that the game was going to be a hit, they wouldn't have charged $40 for it. You bet your ass that the next one is not going to be $40. It doesn't matter how much content is in it. The next one is not going to be $40.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if they start trying to drop standalones and all kinds of other crap.
Yeah.
The same practices that they have on console, the same practices they're going to try to have on PC. But Sony should have been ready from day one. They should have had the infrastructure, the servers, and everything else ready, because they had server limits. Like, even the people that were buying the game there was no space for them to play. People were waiting in line to play the game.
Yeah.
But that alone is what made me say, man, maybe I need to play that game, because if people were willing to wait in line to play it, it must be something nice.
Yeah.
But you bet, like, well, you already see the Ghost of Tsushima. If you want to play multiplayer, you gotta have a PSN. But if you want to play single player, you don't need to have one on PC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like they're gonna eventually weasel their way in, just like everybody else did, and then they'll get used to it, and then there'll be less and less criers over time. They're gonna die off, or they just go find something else to do. You know, it's just the way. It's always been that way. But the PC is not going to be just what you want it to be going forward, because there's never enough protesters.
Yeah.
And I don't believe that it was the protests that got this job done. It was the refunds.
Yeah.
Because the games were already sold, so you could have been mad, right? You could have been mad if Sony didn't have to give money back. Then be mad. So what? We already got your money.
Speak with your wallet, and it did.
Yeah. I mean, but they didn't speak with that wallet. There was nothing to speak with. You already bought the game.
Well, you know, they got those $40 back in their wallet, and I'm sure they bought it back once this flipped over. Once the Sony flipped.
That was gangster of Steam, though.
Yeah. Yep. So.
Cause you see how Sony behaved when it came to Cyberpunk.
Even my son, who's 13 years old, I explained to him what was going on, and he's like, "And why are we doing this? Or why are they doing that?" It's like, exactly. It's like, why? It means it does nothing. It doesn't add anything to what you're doing right now. He's like, that's just dumb. You know how 13-year-olds are. It's just dumb. It's like, yeah. I'm surprised a 13-year-old knows this. Yeah, it's dumb. You know?
I mean, It's not dumb if you understand why they're doing it. You just gotta do it right. You know, they offered no incentive. They said they were going to take the game away from people. That was their way of getting people to get involved with the game or continue to support the game.
Yeah.
And then Steam gave them the way out. Oh man, that was a wrap for Sony at that point.
That's a wrap.
Because if it was Epic, you know, Sony and Epic, they're tight. You know, Epic wouldn't have done that. Let them, hey, you know, don't give the refunds. What are you doing? And they're like, oh, okay. But Gabe, you know, Gabe was a gangster. I'll never forget those emails, man, cussing these dudes out at Epic.
Yeah.
Sending LOLs. You gonna cry now?
You gonna cry now?
Like, yeah, he was like, he said, you gonna cry? I was like, golly, man. To Tim Sweeney.
Yeah. We need more people like him.
Well, at the end of the day, all they have is that storefront. So they have to forever. That has to be their calling card.
Yeah.
They have to always be able to say, we're the people who looked out for gamers. Remember this and remember that. This is just another notch of goodwill that'll keep people faithful to Steam. Sony just basically, if they ever want to create a launcher, they just made it that much harder to succeed after what they just tried to pull. And Gabe got a little bit more loyalty from it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It doesn't bother.
Makes me want to go full Steam now because of him.
Not me, man. I don't, because this is what I do know.
Yeah.
Is that if Steam could be Microsoft through Linux, they would be no different than Microsoft. They'd be no different than iOS. Yeah. They'd be no different. It's like, but he likes using, well, everybody likes using the walled garden term. Walled garden, we don't like that, you know, anti-Windows. So we're gonna do Linux, but we're gonna emulate Windows through Linux. You know, it's like there wouldn't be any different.
Yeah.
You know, we hate the way PlayStation and Nintendo behave sometimes, but you know, we saw how Xbox behaved when they were on top. You know what I'm saying? You don't like it, you know, we got a console for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these companies are the same, and that's why I don't fully want to buy into Steam the way a lot of these hardcore Steam dudes do. So, you know, if there's a game that meets my criteria, i.e., has achievements and cloud saves and everything else works, I'm gonna buy it on Epic, man.
All right,
because I'm a rebel.
So all this PC talk, I forgot to mention to you that QuakeCon is on. Tickets start selling May 21st, and it's held August. It's going to be August. I believe it's the 8th through the 11th. So the second week of August. So if you go to QuakeCon.org.
I do it. No, did it?
If you go to their website and get the information. Hey, come on up, man. We'll game.
Because last time I couldn't, and I think there was something I didn't do right.
Yeah.
But
nah, I mean, it was good that you didn't come last year because of the size it was. Like the vendor area. That was the big deal. Like the size of the land and all that was the same. It was huge. But the fun part is the vendor section, the vendor area where, you know, all the vendors come out. It wasn't as big as previous years because it's been off for 3 years until last year. Right? So they didn't have that many vendors come out to represent their company or their products or anything like that. Hopefully this year it goes back to the way it was. So they haven't, like, there's not much details other than the date. That May 21st is when tickets are going to go on sale to claim your seat. Right? Because that's what it's about. Like, people can go there and it's free. People can attend and just go for like the shows and the vendor areas, the keynotes, the presentations. One can go and not have to pay anything. It's a free event. But if you want to be part of the LAN party or the LAN area, that those seats are limited. They do sell out, which is back in the day, part was free as well, but first come, first serve, right? Now they made it, which I don't mind paying because I know I'm going to have a guaranteed seat, right? And then I'll just pay for my seat. You get to pick the seat that you want, and then go when the show's ready. Yeah. So if you truly want to go, then let's get together on the day when they sell tickets and decide where we want to sit. Like if you want to sit together, because they can sell out quick.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. If you wanted to sit together, if you were bringing your boy.
I asked him if he wants to go, and now that he's 13, I'm thinking about just getting a seat for him.
He too cool for school?
Well, he won't be on school. It's the summertime.
No, I said he too cool for school, meaning he too cool to be with you.
Oh yeah, he's too cool to be with me. We got unlimited production. In the chat.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. When it comes to this community, man, it's very few people. Sometimes people just defend everything, but then some people have that second level analytics, right? Yeah. It's like people complaining that it's really not about the 4 studios, right? I know we're gonna get to it. Yeah. But some people, they just want to complain, right? And they only how Tango, they don't think about how these games didn't perform. And they have zero insight other than complaining and parroting complaints of other people. Yeah. That's why I like to listen to real fans, and I like to listen to people who actually have something to say. And he's one of those guys that has something to say. So shout out to him, man, because I was listening to him, I want to say day before yesterday, I guess, I can't remember. And I mean, he just has something to offer other than just complaining. Yeah. Because that's a cat who bought all the damn controllers. he bought all the damn Redfall controllers. So if he complains like, hey man, listen to that guy,
Redfall controllers?
Man, he bought like 4 of them. I don't know how many there were. I think there was one for every character, and then one with just teeth on it. However many there were, he had them.
Yeah. He's like, I love those controllers.
Hey, they were nice, but I just have too many controllers that I haven't even taken out of the box. I still got that Needler controller that I wish I could send back to China.
Yeah, I have like 15, 20 controllers just boxed up still. I just display them on my wall.
Yep. Yeah. And then on like around Thanksgiving, not Black Friday. It doesn't necessarily have to be Black Friday. I think they do call it Black Friday still, but like Target sells controllers for $30.
But see, $34.99. When I buy controllers, like to collect, I only buy controllers that are game themed. Right? They have to be a theme of a game, kind of like the Redfall you're talking about, right? Like all these colored ones that come out, like, oh man, get this new, radical red, under the blue sky blue. Like I don't buy those, right? I don't like those. It has to be part of a game, like say, like the Halo Elite controller. It's the Elite controller and it's the Halo version of it. Yeah, I got that. I got some Gears of War ones that I have, right? The one I got, Forza Horizon. I actually bought 2 of those because it feels good, like in your hand. It feels good with that leather padding underneath it, right? The one that I cherish most right now is my Sea of Thieves one because you can't find it anywhere.
Oh, that kind of translucent one, that purple one.
Yeah,
that was pretty.
I should have bought 2 of them because they're going for like $300 to $400, brand new. Right?
I mean, because sometimes the controllers are actually nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of like I didn't love the colors of the Horizon controllers, but once I played with it, I was like, wow, this is nice. It has a different type of rubber grip.
Yeah.
Looks like a tire. It's transparent. You can see the same thing with the Starfield controllers. You can see the motors and the triggers.
Yeah.
But
I got the Starfield as well. I got the 20th anniversary because that was a special one.
Bro, I never even opened the headphones.
Yeah.
I got the Starfield headphones and controller. I never even opened the headphones because the green and black one still works.
Yeah. I should have bought another Sea of Thieves, man. I had a chance to buy 2. I only bought 1. because I think I bought other stuff with it, and it was already a big ticket item or a big ticket order that time. And then after the fact, it's like they were sold out. You can't find them. People were reselling them for like $300 to $400. Like, damn, I should have bought another one. You know?
You know, that one and the old Gears controllers.
The Gear Elite.
I think it's the Gears Elite.
The
The Gears Elite is crazy.
I should have.
Legal got that.
Yeah, I didn't get.
You don't
want
to sell it though. Just like you don't want to sell the Halo controller.
Nope. So yeah, man, these studios. You got Arcane Austin, who made Redfall, which I'll get into it. We got Tango Gameworks that created Hi-Fi Rush and the Evil Within, because I love the Evil Within. Alpha Dog, which is part of that made Mighty Doom. If you guys played a mobile game, so that's a mobile thing. And then Roundhouse.
Yeah, I know you played it. I thought about you.
Yeah,
I played it too.
Mighty Doom is fun, and so that's.
But Mighty Doom is just Archero though.
It's
like you ever play Archero?
No.
Okay, it's the same thing. But go ahead.
So that's 2 mobile games that we've lost. Gears Tactics and now Mighty Doom, right? And now
Gears Pop.
Gears Pop, whatever. Oh yeah, and Gears Pop, yeah, or whatever it's called. Yeah, there was like 3 of them or something like that. They all failed, and it's like, they buy all this, and then we got Roundhouse, who's absorbed by ZeniMax to do Elder Scrolls, right? And so
no. They joined ZeniMax Online. You do know that ZeniMax Online has a project coming up, right?
Yeah, they got a project coming up. And so Microsoft, Xbox, whatever, we'll just call it Xbox, buys up these studios that they've been doing for the last couple of years or so. And like, I can't blame the people who get mad, because Phil Spencer and company will say, we're going to keep them as they are. Let them work their magic, be creative, have free range on doing what they do best. And they do it, and then this happens, right? Now, I know you're going to go into the business side of things to make me understand even more, have an understanding.
I will, but that's not it. Go ahead.
Right? And so people will say, Redfall, it was a disaster, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, and how many more of the games we've had in disaster, but we never seen it that they close a studio down this quick. Right, unless they were, and I just never noticed. Right, Tango Works. We have Hi-Fi Rush. Everybody loved it. Hey, I don't know what the sales numbers were, but it was supposed to be a success, and this is the kind of like what they got out of it. And then Mighty Doom is Mighty Doom. It's a mobile game. Mobile games die all the time, so it's just like, just whatever. So I can understand the frustration, the confusion that the message is being pushed out by Xbox. To say, let them do whatever they do, let them do what they do best, get these fantastic games out, and what do you know, a year later or so, studio's closing down. So that's going to piss some people off, right? You would think.
Not rightfully. This is why, like, the Tango, I understand, because you said fantastic games, right? And for the most part, like, I played Redfall.
I played Redfall,
I beat Redfall. I liked it, right?
Yeah.
But what the problem is, just because I liked it, not enough people liked it. The consensus was it was a bad game. It was broken. It needed more time in the oven.
Yes.
It was 30 frames. It was unfinished. It was empty. The consensus was that it was not a good game. So when you say fantastic games, and the last fantastic game from Arcane Austin was what got everybody to at least be interested in Redfall, and that was Prey. And how long ago was Prey? And even though Prey was a great game, it didn't sell. So you look at Tango, right? Mm-hmm. You get conflicting reports that Mikami took the talent with him. It was a skeleton crew. But I watched the documentary on YouTube about Tango. They're basically like in this regular office building. It doesn't really look like they make games or even have the technology to make games in that office building.
Yeah.
So it's like you have a shell of a studio.
Yeah.
And a team of lovely people, I'm sure, right? And it's always bad to see people lose their jobs. But even within one or two were fantastic games, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care what the consensus is,
Yeah.
right? But there's nothing really that you can tell me that makes those games bad. But they didn't sell.
No, they
So
didn't
when you
sell.
say,
No.
so when you say Hi-Fi Rush, right? It hit all the key metrics according to Aaron Greenberg.
Yeah.
But was Hi-Fi Rush enough to keep Tango's doors open? And we got the answer. It can't. You can't just have Hi-Fi Rush. Well, what I keep telling people because the sore spot is Hi-Fi Rush, the source that and rightfully so, but you always have to sit back and say why, right? Because they'll say, "Why does a $3 trillion company need to close it down?" Okay, it's still not a charity, and that's why they're a $3 trillion company is because they know when to hold them and they know when to fold them.
Yeah.
Jan Johansson, he can very well get his own team within another studio because Obsidian has 6. What's to stop them? You don't need an entirely different satellite studio, right? You can have a team. You can have a team under supervision working. Bring him in. Hey, you're the guy who brought the magic to Hi-Fi Rush. Let's get a sequel. It doesn't have to be with Tango. Microsoft still owns the IP.
Yeah.
And if Mikami really did take the talent, they really did have problems, right? We also know that there are varying percentages of people that left Arcane Austin,
Mhm.
right? They didn't want to make Redfall. They were hoping that Microsoft came in and said, no, we don't have to make it. But I don't know any other job or industry where you can come to work and tell the boss what you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Okay, but only when it comes to gaming and development do we have this level of understanding. The McDonald's dude goes to work and says, "Man, I don't want to make Big Macs today." No, you make the freaking Big Macs as they come through. Well, I just want to make quarter pounders. No, the quarter pounders taste better, and
No.
they should try the quarter pounders. No, it's just not how it works.
Yeah.
But when it comes to development, we treat these we want to treat these people like they're different and like the corporation operates any different from others. You don't get to come to work and say what you don't want to do. You can hit the door or do your job. And if you can't do your job, then the boss, I can lose my job, and they did.
Yeah.
And Microsoft said that, you know what, Bethesda, and you know that Microsoft had high hopes for Redfall, and I kind of don't, and I think that a lot of things went wrong, and they had to go because you don't bring out you don't bring out 5 controls and have a bite back campaign for a game that you think is just going to get out there and flounder. Right?
Yeah.
The word is that Top Dog, what's his name? From India, what's his Pakistan, wherever he's from, what's his name? Satya. The word is that Satya gave him a year to fix it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't satisfactory.
Yeah, I mean,
So
they
then
were coming out saying, you know, we believe in this team, and whatever positive stuff they said, you know, once they got the bad reviews and people were just hating on it, that's like, we're committed to Redfall. I remember all those talks that they were having, man. To say,
I think who was that left? Pete Hines.
Mhm.
Pete Hines says they want people to be playing Redfall 10 years from now. I was like, okay, yeah, they're behind it. They're not going to give up on it. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we did just have State of Decay 2 that went through a complete rebirth. You know what I mean? So I know that they're capable, but they obviously weren't able to. Look, you got to earn your keep in any other industry. Gaming is no different. And just because a $3 trillion company owns you does not mean that you don't have to earn your keep. Everything has to be justified.
So the first thing that came to my mind when I saw this was, it's like, oh shit, is Blade still being made? I was like, I think that's a different Arcane.
It's Arcane Leon.
Yeah, so I started looking at it. I was like, oh, okay, it's a different Arcane. It's like, all right, cool. I think we're good.
but check it out. Roundhouse was never able to get a game out the door to market, right? But
what
those
did
guys
they make?
get
I didn't even look up what they did before.
And they had a lot of rumors surrounding them. You know, they hadn't really done anything. And there was also like, what do you call it? A dispute about who really owned them. They used to be called Human Head and all this. It's like the guys, like they basically stole it from me. You know, there's a lot. So Microsoft probably didn't want to deal with that either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a lot of things that go into this. And then the the mobile studio, I think, was it Roundhouse Mobile Studio or is Alpha Dog? But anyway, but
Alpha Dog.
neither one of them brought anything to market to even justify keeping them open. So it's best to just roll them into a support role, or if anything. But people are not looking at things like, yeah, and I don't want to talk too much about business. I hate being a business guy when we're supposed to be just playing games. But when you have the majority of the gaming community more concerned with the business, you have to talk about it,
Now,
right? Because like when you open up, you're talking about the games you played. For the most part, these guys, they just sit on and rant and rave about things that they don't know anything about without even ever getting around to a game that they played.
so
What are you
now
about to say?
so now that Xbox has King or whatever that mobile section's called, what do they call it? King. Couldn't they just absorb Mighty Doom and keep it on? I mean, I don't know if it's going away.
Well, the thing is, no, it's
they're
going to get sunset.
a mobile company. It's like, why not just keep this mobile game alive?
It's going to get sunset. If it was making money, that studio would still be open.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. But nobody cares about Alpha Dog. They're not really concerned about Arcane Austin. The sore spot is Tango. Yeah. But what they got to understand is that Tango has been making games, and as far as I'm concerned, some great games. I like Ghostwire. I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Ghostwire. Yeah.
But truth be told, right? It was an exclusive on PlayStation. Didn't perform on PlayStation. It came over to Xbox directly into Game Pass. It didn't perform in Game Pass. Let's be honest. If your game can't get in game, if people aren't playing a game in a service, then there's really no traction for the game.
Yeah.
So those are things they look at when they make these decisions. It's like people have been bitching about Sea of Thieves, Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, and Grounded. And I said this last week. If they go over to PlayStation and they still don't perform, then they just know that, hey, maybe these games are not it. You know, I think Grounded is wonderful. I think Hi-Fi Rush is wonderful.
But if they don't grow their player base, but it's still consistent with the number, like, okay, we still have, let's just say, for example, 5 million players just consistently playing, why would they sunset that game? Because of the, we're still getting a consistent.
Sunset which game?
Like, let's just say, for example, Grounded or Sea of Thieves, right? If they peaked out on their player base on Xbox and PC, and now they're pushing it out to PlayStation, and it kind of moves the needle just a little bit, but not as much as they expected. You still have like all those players who are still committed to play the game. And why would one sunset a game when you still have, let's just, I don't know if 5 million is a high number, but let's just say 5 to 10 million people are still playing the game. I think that's a lot of, I mean, I'm just one person who thinks this, but that's a lot of people. 5 million.
Well, I don't think Obsidian is in any danger. I don't think Grounded is in any danger. I just think that Microsoft understands that some games are better off everywhere, right? Because when you look at a game like Grounded, you're implementing Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
Facets of Minecraft in there, and that game could be huge. Because when I first started playing this, I said, "Oh wow, they found another Minecraft." Right, that's what I was thinking when I was playing it.
Yeah.
But if they put it on other platforms and it doesn't perform, then you just figure, man, people are just not going to leave Minecraft. Yeah. They have to find ways to monetize after the purchase, because the game is like $30. Yeah. It was made by a small team as well. It's made by like 13 people. So it's like, I don't think they're in any trouble. This is all about Bethesda and that one sore spot, which is Tango, and I understand why people would be sore about it.
So but that means we're not going to get an Evil Within, whatever, 3, 4, 5. I guess we're done.
Dude, Tango, even when Mikami was there, that we're talking about an Evil Within. They left some Easter eggs in Hi-Fi Rush that made everybody think he was coming, but it wasn't in development, wasn't in pre-development, it wasn't on the verge of happening.
I'm going to play 1 and 2 over again, just because.
You're like the rest of these weirdos. Let's go buy this game. These are great games. Where were you when the studios were open?
Where were you when all this happened? Yeah.
Going to buy these games for $5 right now is not going to open the doors.
No.
All right, these games are $5. You know what I mean? You can probably get it for $1.99 on key sites on PC.
Unlimited.
But it's not gonna change anything.
I don't know if he's still here, but Unlimited said, I almost didn't buy the Sea of Thieves controller. Thank God I did. I refuse to pay $300 for it. Yeah, that's how much they go. And then he says, I have the 3 Space Jam controllers. I was planning to buy one of them, but I never did. Because I gotta want those
That
goofy ass
was
controllers.
too. But yeah, that's the same thing. Like I don't really like them. And then I thought about the resale, but then I don't really see them going for high. But that's to see it when you combine that it actually looks good and it's rare. That's when you got one. Because that Sea of Thieves controller is nice. Everybody when they first saw it, even though they were talking junk about the game, they were like, "Man, that controller is bad." You know what I mean?
The only controller that I regret buying was when they released the Fortnite controller. It's a purple one, right? It's a purple controller. It's Fortnite like edition, and when I got it, I'm like, "What is this? It's just a regular purple controller. That's all it is. There's no designs on it. I like for them to have designs on them, right? Something that makes them unique, right? I want something to make it unique and attractive. And when I got it, I'm like, it's just a regular purple controller. There's nothing special about this. It's like, man, if I get stick drift on this controller, I don't give a shit, man. So I'm just gonna play the heck out of this controller. So I use it as my junk controller when I when I travel. I take it with me, that purple one, just because like I don't give a shit. If I lose this one, I don't care. If I break it, I don't care. What's up, Dia 4568?
What up, Dia?
Yeah. So I have roughly about 15. Oh, and I got Star Wars: The First Order one that has a rechargeable base on it too. That's what I got.
Yeah, you got that. I was gonna get it because they had it on sale for so long, but like I said, I have so many of them, and I have to really like the controller.
See,
like everybody's mad. Go ahead.
Daya is coming back. You're wrong, Tech. It's a special purple controller. Nah,
Purple must be her favorite color.
I guess, man. It's like, I know she's just messing, but it was just a simple. Like you could do that in design labs. Give me purple. I'm like, all right, there you go. All they did was just box it up into some Fortnite, pretty box, and that was it. I was so mad. Like I said, I guess I have an extra controller.
That's probably just a test to see just what Fortnite fans will buy.
Yeah, it was awful. I mean, nothing. It was just purple. That's all it was. Check out this.
Hey, but Tech, like another thing about the Bethesda thing. A lot of people don't. Now that was nice though, but a lot of people don't understand. Like companies only go up for sale if there's some extenuating circumstance. You understand? Yeah. Like Bethesda was not in a good position. There was a reason why they had to start making games like Fallout 76. They weren't ready for that. That's not what they did, right? ESO, right? It was on PC. They tried to treat it like WoW. That didn't fly. So then they created ESO Plus. There's a reason why they had to take all their. See, Jim Ryan had the same plan. Remember, he said, "You will see all of our popular IP in a live service at some point."
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason why they're doing it. They need more money.
Yeah.
And I know I've said this on this show for years, on Legal Show, that the gaming industry is not healthy, and then now. I don't like being vindicated about this one.
Yeah.
But it's good to know, like when you forecast and this thing's coming, you're not just talking out of your ass. Because you can just sit around and you can just pay attention to the most played games.
Yeah.
That's a problem. It's a problem when we make fun of PlayStation, but it's the same thing on Xbox. Fortnite is the number one game on the Nintendo Switch too. Right?
Yeah.
They don't have Madden, which is why I said it might not be a good idea for them to make a more powerful console, because if they make a more popular console, then these same games that have taken over the other two platforms will take over theirs.
Yeah.
Because you look on PlayStation, look on Xbox. Now we do have Starfield on the top 10, but at the end of the day, Madden, 2K, Fortnite, FIFA is up there, and people are buying these games every year. And it's a problem because it doesn't leave room for other games in these people's playtime.
Yeah.
And I've been saying that for a while, and then now you hear Sarah Bond. She has a term for it: black hole games. Maybe it's an industry term. I don't know, but
I
I've
didn't
heard her
hear her
call
say
them
that for real. She said that.
black hole games. Yeah,
Uh,
because they are black hole games.
yeah.
Because you play them every day. You don't look to play any other games, and then we have hundreds of studios releasing games throughout the year, and a lot of these games nobody even hears about. That's a problem. Like the same problems that PlayStation has, Xbox has. They need to have more attention on their IP.
Yeah.
They're both very cautious about when they put their games out
Yeah.
because you don't want to put your game. Now I ain't gonna lie, what PlayStation does to Horizon is criminal. What they what they and Tecmo did to what's the name of that ninja game they just dropped? Ronin, Rise of the Ronin,
Yeah.
samurai game. That was horrible. Right. I forgot what game. Oh, they dropped it next to Dragon's Dogma. They dropped Horizon next to Breath of the Wild, and then they dropped Horizon Forbidden West next to Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Like that was horrible. I don't know what whose idea that was, but whoever came up with it should be fired.
Yeah.
But there's a problem, and PlayStation is dealing with it. Xbox is dealing with it. Xbox has Game Pass, but I know that, like, because I don't know if you want to talk about it, like some of the rumors where they're saying that they're considering not putting Call of Duty in Game Pass. Like I think that's foolish. If that's true, I don't believe it, because part of having a service is you have to bring compelling content, right?
Yeah.
If Amazon didn't have The Boys and the V Team or whatever the other one is called, and Wheel of Time, that type of content, you wouldn't subscribe. But most people are subscribed from Amazon through Prime, right? Because you take the packages. But if you notice now, they have commercials.
Mm-hmm.
HBO probably has the best content from my vantage point, right?
I watch a lot of content from HBO,
yeah, but Paramount has good content. They all have good content. Like, my wife found something on Epics. I'm like, what the heck is Epics?
Oh, you never heard of that?
And that's no, but she bought it. She got a free few months from the Sony trial, and she found some good because she got a Sony TV, and she found some shows on there like crazy. MGM Plus, great content.
They got one too.
What?
MGM?
Yeah, MGM is Amazon.
But
no,
like MGM,
but like MGM is owned by Amazon, but there's also MGM Plus.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, MGM Plus. I watched From so far. That's the only thing I watch is From, but they all have good content on there. So the moment that Xbox finally
gets Pluto TV, man, so you watch some old stuff.
Yeah, I don't watch old stuff, but the thing about having a service is as Xbox, it needs to have compelling content, right? This is why EA can have their service and charge more than Game Pass. This is why Ubisoft can have their service and charge more than Game Pass, and they don't even have to deal with third party.
Yeah,
right. They don't have to bring. They're not bringing third party into their services because they have compelling content, whether you like them or not. People are going to show up and spend $150 to play Star Wars. Mm-hmm. People are going to spend, myself included, are going to pay $129 to play the next.
No, you're not.
I did play. I paid.
For Outlaws?
What's the name? No. What's the name of that game? It's 3 of them. God dog it. Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
The highest edition is like 119 or 129. I did that because I know that my boy he loves Assassin's Creed, so he's gonna play. If I never got it, but I love Assassin's Creed too. Yeah. So they have compelling content, so they can charge $18. They brought out, like, you might not play it, but there's a group of people who still play X Games type games. I bought it. Yeah. The problem with me subscribing to a Ubisoft Plus is that 1 month later they're selling the game for $20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Xbox hasn't really had compelling content since they brought Game Pass. Like, good content is one thing, but compelling content, Call of Duty would be compelling content. Fable would be compelling content. Gears of War, compelling content. Halo was good enough for me, but I wouldn't consider it compelling content because of the overall reception of the game.
Are you able to see the chat, or are you just talking through the Discord thing?
No, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm driving.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
Dea says, Realist, you deserve to be spanked.
For what?
I don't know. He must have said something.
She must, because she's a Halo person. I mean, I got hundreds of hours in Halo, but if the consensus ain't the consensus, it is what it is. But like when I say compelling content, I mean content that people. It's like Netflix, right? Netflix was just Netflix in the beginning.
Yeah, we
until
just
they
saw old
started.
movies. Just like
Yeah,
that's all it was.
yeah. But when they started uh, leasing TV shows that everybody loved, King of the Hills, or your Martins and all this other stuff, then people started. Oh, okay, let me take a look at this. But it has to be compelling content.
Yeah.
Every game that comes out, and especially with Xbox, the compelling content isn't going day one into a third-party service. Like Rockstar is not going in there, EA is not going in there day one. None of these games, they all have their own service anyway, so there's really no benefit to them putting it in your service.
One thing that kind of not upsets me but bothers me when you talk about the compelling games is like a game like Starfield that came out last year.
No, that was one.
Okay. Huh?
That was one.
That was one compelling one?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people don't see it that way. And
I don't think a lot of people don't count.
And I don't think a lot of people will give credit at all, even if it was a compelling game, like you're saying. Right?
No, those people don't count because the numbers say otherwise.
It's numbers say otherwise, and we know that. But there's always that group or that mass that will say, it wasn't good enough. It won't, like, nothing will ever be good enough from Xbox. That's the thing.
But you know what? Forza Horizon was compelling content. The problem, you see, they dropped Halo and Horizon next to each other. Halo was looked at like, but it scored high. It met all the other metrics, but for some reason, people still had it wasn't the first. It wasn't the single player. It was the multiplayer.
Yeah,
and it was black. It was the rewards, the incentives to complete your battle pass. The battle passes were over, and then like everybody was excited when they said, "Oh, battle passes will last 6 months." Right. So let me correct that. They did bring out some compelling content, but it has to be with regularity.
Yeah.
Right. That's where the churn comes in. Because if we're honest, and this is what I said. This is why I assumed that they would have something else in the chamber at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Right. It's like I thought Starfield would be the start of it, and then the quarterly deal would start because you have to bring heavy hitters in to bring people into your service and be excited. Most people are not going to join a service to play, crap. You know what I mean? We're going to play it because we're gamers. What's that game? Persona 3 Reload, $70, great value, right? But is that going to bring a lot of people to your service? I think it's a great incentive for people who are in the service. But I'm not going to subscribe if I'm not subscribed to play one game.
Yeah.
This is why after Call of Duty, they have to follow it up. They have to follow. This is why the numbers, they can't really speak about numbers because they're going up and down.
Yeah,
they've said these things. Like they have to consistently bring out compelling content, just like every other service. If you look on Netflix right now, they got a lot of coming soon on their main page.
Yeah,
right, and it looks like something you really want to stop and watch. Same thing on HBO.
Yeah,
it just is what it is. But eventually they'll get it together. I don't think that they've
I'm
changed.
happy with what they're doing, but I'm a minority.
No, we're gamers. See, most people are casuals, right? And they're not looking to play more games. But like when you listen to what Microsoft says, that people in Game Pass try more games, they play more games. So if you come in for Call of Duty and you say, "Man, let me try this," that's the whole point, right?
Yeah.
You get in there for one thing, you come to find that there are so many other games that you're interested in once you get in there, and then you stay subscribed, and you forget that you're subscribed, and then they have a long-time customer. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
But they have to have enough that's coming in with regularity that when somebody's thinking about quitting, they're like, "Nah, I still haven't played this yet."
Yep.
But yeah, like, hey man, I still want to know why I need to be spanked, man, because I ain't Cause see, like with us, like we play anything, right? we're same age. We grew up at Blockbuster, and we would go to Blockbuster, and sometimes you didn't pick a good one. Sometimes you don't pick a good one, and you're stuck with that for the weekend. So we learned to play games.
So I'm looking at the calendar, and the tickets for QuakeCon starts on May 21st, which is a Tuesday.
21st.
Yep, 21st is a Tuesday, and most likely it's going to be that afternoon when the storefront opens up or that morning to buy tickets. Like I'll talk to you before then to see if you really want to go.
No, I do really want to go.
I don't remember if I could buy more than 2. I don't remember.
If we go on and look at the seating charts, and we just figure out, where we're going to be, if we can get seats near each other, I don't think it'd be that difficult. But if you're like, hey, I'll just knock them out for you.
The good thing about this, and I hope they do it the way they do it in previous years, is that you buy your ticket, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just buy the ticket to select a seat. Now, that day isn't the day when you select the seat, right? They pick a different day for that because they don't want to overblow their servers, right? So you're able to buy the ticket on the 21st, and let's just say they announce, hey, you're going to get an email to let you know when you're in the queue to select your seat, right? Because there's different levels, there's different tiers of tickets. There's the basic, which is the one I get, which is like $75, right? And those people in those tiers can select a seat on a certain day, right? Tier 2, which costs a little bit more because it has more incentives in it, get to pick their seats on a certain day as well. And then there's the top tier, which also costs a lot more. You get a lot more incentives. They have
what's a lot more?
It can run up to like $400.
Okay.
And then they have a certain day when they can pick their seats, right? And so that's how it was last year. So it doesn't get like overloaded about just people just bum rushing the servers, right? Because we've had that before, where you buy the ticket, you pick your seat that same moment you buy your ticket, and it was just like overloading the servers, and we couldn't pick shit.
And that's what happened.
Yeah,
that's what happened last year. I couldn't buy a ticket.
Yeah,
that's what happened. The service said that they're experiencing they're experiencing issues. Try again. Yep. But I just said F it after probably like 2 hours off on trying to just screw it.
So I propose this. If you're not able to buy a ticket the moment it opens up, or buy that ticket, that placement, and if they allow me to buy more than 2, you want me to get the third one for you?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. Yeah. I said that. I said
okay.
if you can, just go ahead and do it. It doesn't matter which section. So like if it's a elite, whatever we can get. Because I've been one. Look, man, my whole life I was a kid watching these shows on G4 back in the day. That's how I used to watch E3 on G4. And like I said, man, one day I'm gonna go to E3. Now there's no E3, so now there's Microsoft.
Yeah.
And talking to Hunter, Hunter can always get those Keeley tickets. I don't know how, but he always has Keeley tickets.
Yeah.
It's like people aren't giving him. Now, if it was the Game Awards, it's different because people bring their best content there. But to the Summer Showcase or Summer Games Fest, whatever it's called, they don't bring their best there.
Yeah.
But Dia asked, she asked if we think the Xbox should abandon the lesser known IP. I don't think that's what they're doing. But they are going to direct more resources toward the proven IP, but that doesn't mean that they're going to completely step away, because that was always the plan, to have AA and AAA, right? And you heard the fans, or not heard, you saw the fans on the internet getting upset, AA, because they were too busy looking at PlayStation. The problem with like the Xbox fans, they, in their heads, they look at PlayStation as something more than what it really is.
Yeah.
The reason why is last generation was weak for Xbox towards the end, but that's when PlayStation was dropping games, so it was magnified that much more because Xbox had nothing. But it was never been where PlayStation just had game after game from first party. It's never been that way. They don't have that many studios. It takes them too long to make a game. Like last generation, when you really look at what they did from first party, they kind of like they're halfway there already, right?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, Ratchet, Horizon, and 2 different remakes of The Last of Us. Right? Ghost of Tsushima is on PC.
Yeah.
So like if you look at the amount of games that PlayStation actually has, it's never just been a whole hell of a lot. It was just more than Xbox at Xbox's low point. But
Yeah.
everything doesn't need to be AAA, because Power World took over the internet, took over Steam, and it's not a AAA game, So I don't think that that's the plan. And another thing, like people I think that was Booty who said it. We need small award-winning titles to bring us notoriety, things like that. And then I saw, I forgot the girl's name from Hi-Fi Rush, with like a sarcastic face, like, yeah, whatever, right? But that just because Tango closed, that does not negate what he means. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's bigger than just Tango. And one game that was solid, right? If we could, you would know if it sold 15 million units. You would know if it sold 7 million units. They'd be talking about it. If it hit 5, they'd be telling everybody about it.
Yeah.
The highest player count on Steam, is like 1,500 and then 50,000 at once or something like that. It's like it didn't just take over. It doesn't make it a bad game because it doesn't sell a lot.
Yeah.
But all these things are still relevant. They still mean well to do it, right? They let Toys for Bob go, but guess what? Toys for Bob is also going to be working on another Xbox project. So I don't think that's the plan, to answer Dia's question, because I was able to look at my phone. I didn't know I could look at YouTube and still talk on this thing.
Oh, nice.
Because I know
usually it'll flip over to YouTube audio, right?
I'll pause it, but normally, like, because when we're on StreamYard, it's through the link.
Yeah.
And if I leave it, then it just completely, you can't hear me.
Because it's the web-based thing,
yeah. So I was able to see her question, but I don't think that's the plan. And if that was the plan, I would disagree with it.
Going back to QuakeCon, so what I've always done, it's stay at the hotel, because it's at the Gaylord Texan Resort.
That's what I was going to ask you if it's still at the Gaylord.
So
I was going to ask you if it's at the Wolf Lodge, but it's the Gaylord.
It's at the Gaylord, and I usually stay there from Friday to Sunday. I don't do the Thursday one because it's more of a setup, kind of get settled in stuff kind of day. And then Friday, that afternoon is when I check in. Sometimes they let you in early just because you are part of the QuakeCon thing. And not only that, I remember last year, the cost for one night was like $200. So that's just something to think about if you want to stay there on premises.
Well, I mean, you live there, so I would be staying there. But like when I brought the family,
I stay there anyways, because what happens is that I get to a hotel room, I have the family stay there. They have a water park there, so we get passes to go to the water park. So while I'm over here gaming, doing my convention thing, the kids and the wife are over there at the water park playing and doing whatever.
Yeah, because like when you bring the family, it's like $400 a night anyway.
Yeah.
And then if you get the best one, it's like $600 a night, unless you get it on some type of Groupon or something like that.
Yeah. So their water park is nice, and it's outdoor though, so it can get a little.
Oh, that one. See, because the Gaylord is for the adults, and then the Wolf Lodge is for kids. So
yeah, I say Wolf Lodge kids, and you got the indoor.
Wolf Lodge, everything's inside.
Yeah. But you can do that too. You can stay at the Wolf Lodge and just kind of like come on over.
I just do the Gaylord. I mean, I didn't go to the Gaylord. My wife went to the Gaylord with her friends.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, if it's like because the Wolf Lodge was nice.
Because they do a rate, special rate for the QuakeCon people that go. So they drop it down
even better.
They drop it down to like 200, but I think I pay like 4 something total for the 2 nights that I stayed.
Ain't bad.
Not really. Not for the Gaylord. Nope.
No, see, I never priced the Gaylord because I got all those little kids.
Yeah.
So I have to sort of Wolf Lodge. And like I said, being indoors, everything's good. Nobody gets lost.
No, yeah. No. And so, but yeah, we'll keep in touch about that and see how that goes.
Yeah, but definitely we'll do it.
Yeah. Cool.
Definitely.
This is why I think it's dumb when people say Obsidian is next to shut down. Well, everything's doom and gloom with Xbox. We gotta kind of accept that. Everybody says it's doom and gloom. They're gonna shut down everything. I was like, okay.
But what people aren't understanding is that Xbox brought a problem, right? They bought a problem, and when they bought Obsidian, they knew what they were buying, right? They knew everything, and they didn't pay $7 billion for Obsidian. Like them expanding and having all these extra teams to make a grounded, to make a intimate, Outer Worlds, and what's the new one that's coming out? Avowed, right? Yeah. That was all under Microsoft. Whereas under Bethesda, they were having expanded studios and they didn't need to expand.
Yeah.
You know, but Obsidian is Microsoft. That's why I'm saying to people, it's like you're not paying attention. These are all Bethesda studios that are being shut down.
Yeah.
Like Undead Labs. You think Undead Labs would be on the chopping block if they had the same criteria? No, they just bought them and they've expanded them. They're working with a coalition, right?
Yeah.
Microsoft knows what they're doing. They just it's not easy to turn around the ship the way that they have, and it's not going to happen just like that. They went from 5 studios to over 30. There's a lot of adjustment for everybody, and they did that through acquisition. So they have to acclimate themselves to the culture of these new companies, acclimate them to their culture. Like Obsidian is not in trouble. None of these new Xbox, none of these studios that were bought from 2017. That's like saying, "Oh, Playground's in trouble if Fable fails." No.
Yeah.
But Fable's not going to fail because they're going to put a whole lot behind it. See, you'll know the expectations that they have behind a video game because of the marketing that they put behind it. Like people keep complaining about Hellblade, not paying attention that it's a AA game that's $50, that it's only 8 hours long.
Yeah.
Yet Ninja Theory has a great story, and they're going to Iceland and they're hanging out in caves and taking pictures for photogrammetry. But it's still a small team, small budget. And the reason the market, I guess they want to see Senua on side of transit buses and on billboards. No. Right? But when Halo comes out, you see Rockstar cans and Taco Bell promotions. There's a difference in the game. And like people
Rockstar cans, yes.
Yeah, people just need to let Microsoft handle that business. They're doing it the way. Look, there's nothing that PlayStation's doing that Microsoft isn't doing. It just is what it is. And so, like when Fable comes out, you're gonna see huge marketing, especially in the UK, right? You're gonna see huge marketing, but for Avowed, you might not see that same marketing. But then when it comes to the Outer Worlds too, you might see a bigger push on that game. Right, it's just people are not paying attention. They're not reading the play right or properly to even be able to have a serious opinion worth taking into account.
Yeah,
because like if you just pay attention to the game, when Call of Duty comes out every year, you see commercials on TV, on streaming services.
I used to love their live commercials. That they come on, let's go. We're getting the gang back together or something. Okay. And they leave their jobs, to get together to play.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the good
like I said, like people want every game to be marketed like it's a AAA game, and that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
Like we're Xbox fans. We want Xbox to get a win, but once I heard it was 8 hours, I was like, yeah, I need to.
For what it is, it's a pretty good long game for that type of game.
look, 8 hours is a long time for anything, but typically you don't see like
You don't want a
it's not
100
gonna.
hour Hellblade.
It'll win awards, but I don't think it'll win Game of the Year. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing, like the type of notoriety the Xbox fans are looking for from a game, because all Xbox fans want is to be better than PlayStation instead of playing the games.
Yeah.
Right. And we talk about the media. We call the media crooked. We say that the media is not worth listening to, but those are the very same people that we're looking for validation from.
Tricky.
And this is what I understand from the Xbox community. Like if you're looking for a game to shock the world, I'll be looking for a Fable. You know, and a piece of me still is looking towards Avowed, but then they say Avowed's not going to be a huge game. But as long as it's a good game,
man, that's what I'm waiting for.
When Clockwork drops, you'll see a different type of marketing behind it.
That's what I'm waiting for.
You know how crazy it's going. I told y'all that's my most anticipated game.
Yeah.
But you know how crazy it's going to be to have that game in Judas. To be able to play both of those games, it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be nuts. All right, man. Time to shut it down. Go Poe. Yes, the Astros suck right now, and I hate the feeling. I hate feeling this way because he was making fun of me the other day on Twitter, and it sucks. I hate it. I hate this. And then the Pirates are acting like shit too, but that's typical of them. I just can't win, man. I can't win with the Astros. I can't win with the Pirates. I can't win with Xbox. I'm just gonna give up.
You mean
he goes?
Win with Xbox?
He goes. You got a World Series. We got not just a World Series, 2 World Series. Correct yourself, Poe. All right, man. We're out of here. We gotta go. It's 9:00, and
yeah, man. You sound like you're getting tired anyway.
I gotta make sure the kids are going to bed because they've been trying to fight me on going to bed.
All right, man. Good show, man. Shout out to the chat and everybody who hung with us.
Man. Oh shit, that's right. He's like, all right, Poe. Good night, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.